What up, peeps? It's your girl, Dosh, come back to you from Real Takes. Well, it's that time again, you guys. It is movie news time. And this one, a little lengthy, but it's going to be just quite a little bit to discuss. I'm finally happy to discuss what's happening in regards to the movie theater. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Speaking of theaters, that's the first thing I want to discuss. And I'm happy that we're hearing that some of the certain theater chains are getting ready to reopen, revamping some of the policies in regards to what's happening, circa dealing with COVID. I know some of them are planning to be opening up in July. I know one of them being Regal Cinema. That's the one that I normally go to because that's the one that's closest to me. And I'm just happy that we're finally getting more feedback. I've been talking about this off and on for let's say the last couple of months, here and there, just hearing which ones, back in March when they had pulled movies and they were putting them mostly on demand and you can just get it that way. And there was nothing wrong with that because of course that was on the side of precaution to all their movie goers, whatever, staying safe, stay at home. Yeah, it's not the full effect of what you want when you go to, you want the theater experience, but in the end, this is for your safety and they're going to think of you, whatever, because eventually they want you to come back. Now they want us to come back and it's looking like it's going to be July. I want to say most of them, I think, are starting with mid-July. First one, Regal. Let me know what they said in regards, to the policy. It says, as related to our employees, guests will be required to wear masks. Disposable masks will be made available as needed. Love that they will have them ready and willing if people forget. I have my own particular ones that I carry all the time anyway. I like to know how people think they're just going to come in the theater or whatever and not have a mask when they come up in there. I know that ain't happening. So if any of them come in there and they can't act like they didn't know, because I like that they're putting this out now. We're still in June. So people can say, I didn't know how you didn't. You're down to go to the movies. You didn't check the site. You're not looking. No, we're not doing this, whatever. It's all about being cautious and being careful around everyone else, protecting yourself and protecting others. It's like, we have time for these selfish individuals out here, and trust me, there's a ton of them. I know I'm not one of them. I'm thinking of everybody who's around me. So also another one is AMC, and let me tell you, Adam Adron tried it, and let's just say that it backfired. At first, he was not trying to do the wearing the mask. He was trying to avoid making this look like it's political. This is not a political thing. This is a health thing. And let's just say that some of the backlash he got from some of his, moviegoer, patrons were not feeling it. And he circled back and said now they're going to implement that you have to wear masks coming in there. So that happened earlier in the week. Within a day or two, I couldn't see the flip happen. That 360 came with the quickness, and he saw the error of his ways. Because let's just say, as much as money as they already lost from this, I don't think he wanted to lose any more money. So I think as a CEO, he realized, let me rectify that decision real quick. Because I was just like, hey, that's how you feel? I know me. I already go to Regal. No love lost there. Sorry. That's just how I personally feel about that. So I'm kind of glad for him. So if I end up hanging out with a friend and it just happens to be a movie he or she wants to watch at AMC, I would still consider going there now that he's done this. Another one, Alamo Draft House, they actually are also implementing wearing masks as well. So I'm actually glad for anybody who patrons that particular theater chain. One that has not decided or updated us on their policy is Cinemark. I'm still waiting to hear from them. I'm really surprised that we didn't get an update on them, since not all the movie theaters are making it known, okay, this is what we're doing. We're going to be opening up, revamping, making the proper, changes. I know with Regal, since that's the one I go to, I want to do a little bit digger to find out what's going on. I know when they're doing over, the reserve seating, they're saying, say for instance, there's 2 or 3 people, you do 1, 2, then it's an empty seat, or it was guests of 3, 1, 2, 3 in a state. I know with me, sometimes I used to get an extra seat or whichever, just because I like the space in between me and another person, whichever. I will say this, that's the one tiny thing I'm actually looking forward to when I go to movies for the time being, until things change, and maybe who knows when next year, is knowing that it's a separate seat in between me and another person, whichever. I'm here for that aspect. So secondly, I know they stated with the concession, you're going to have to order your food, I think, prior, whichever, coming in. So when you get there, I think you just verify, your order, whichever. I don't know if it's going to be cooked probably at that moment, but then, you don't have to go sitting in the line, whatever, because when you think about all the people and in close proximity inside these lines, rows waiting, to do your order, less, it's that so not social distance in those particular instances. So needless to say, I'm kind of glad they're going to do it like that for some people. I know the video game section, I heard it will be closed off, none of that going on. So your main purpose is to go there, get your food, show them your ticket or, your barcode, go in there, watch the movie, and then leave. Another thing they're not doing in there is you can't linger. Once the movie's done, they're asking you to leave. You can't sit there on your phone talking chitter chatter and watching the credits, see whomever played whatever, which a lot of us do, or just take our time. I like to sometimes wait, depending on the movie, wait till a lot of the people have left out, because there's always a bum rush of people trying to get up to go, and then I head out because I can just walk right out. No more of that. I normally sit near the exit anyway, so I can just leave. So I'm kind of, happy to see that. Bathroom, same thing. Movie theater, once you come out, wipe it down, clean it down. Same thing with the bathroom. It's going to be a consistent basis all the time. And that's good, because it lets them know they're putting forth the effort to let, the moviegoers know that they're taking this actually very seriously. And, rather so. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited they're doing that. And I'm looking forward to going back. I know somebody was talking to me like, oh, wearing a mask, I don't want to do this. And some of them have health issues or whichever. I say for me, I don't care, in regards to the eating aspect. I'm like, I'm going now with just to see the movie. That's my main purpose now. I don't care about really eating anything in there anymore. If I'm really hungry, I will eat before I go. I might have maybe a mint or something in my pocket, or a piece of gum. I don't care about that stuff anymore. Just go in there, enjoy the movie, and then leave. That's it. The less interaction with too many people around me, whatever. And as soon as I'm done anyway, I jet out anyway. So I'm not conversing with anyone if I'm not with somebody who is, a girlfriend, or somebody I'm hanging out with another buddy. So I'm just looking forward to getting back in there. I'm not sure if I'm going to go right away in July. I know Tenet does come out at the end of July, and that's one of the first movies I'm really looking forward to, and I'm really anticipating looking to see that movie in the theaters. I might wait till maybe the first or second week in August. Let some of the bum rush of people who are excited to go back kind of die down the first couple of weekends, and then go, and then I can enjoy it. And one thing I was already doing, I was already going early. That will be the thing that will continue, meaning I don't wait till 1, 2, 3 o'clock show times. I go as early as 11 or whatever, and get in and get out. And most of the people are doing it like that, so that's the good thing, and I hope that part remains the same so when I go. So I just want to kind of just let you all know what's going on with that. Keep tabs. I don't know which theater chains you all do, but these are just a couple, in the main, U.S. that, are very, well known, and people are always, patrons. So this should be something that everybody can kind of keep tabs on, and just be ready for it. June is almost done. We have like another, maybe week and a half at the most, and it'll be time, and hopefully get back to a little bit of normalcy of going out to the theaters, enjoying, escapism, and enjoying the movie. And like I stated before, trust and believe me, you all, I'm really looking forward to it. So moving on from that. Now this one, getting into some movie stuff now. This has to do with the movie The Craft. We already know about the original one from 1996. I love that as definitely a classic, cult classic, whichever. That cast, the team of the ladies. I just love that movie. I haven't watched it in a while. And I know with us dealing with the remake, prior to the remake coming out, I would definitely be watching that. We're getting a little bit of information. Now, the person who actually is directing this, her name is Zoe Lister-Jones. I know her from more of her acting as opposed to her doing directing. It's like she's kind of new to the directing aspect. She actually was on shows like The New Girl and Whitney, which I enjoyed. And I also didn't realize she was in Salt. Now, New Girl I used to watch faithfully, so I definitely remember from that. I'm excited to see her take on this particular movie as the remake. Now, it will be very interesting if they're going to keep in going with the overall storyline from the previous one. That will be interesting. I'm also looking forward to seeing the girls they casted, and I'm going to need their names again. I'll probably put their faces up here so you can see. The first one, her name is Kaylee Spaney. She was also in a movie I love, Bad Times in El Royale. I love that movie. Also, Gideon Allen, Lovey Simone. She's from Greenleaf. Love her. And then also actress Zoe Luna, who's on the show Pose. So, and then we also have two other very well-known established actors that I love, Michelle Monaghan and also David Duchovny. When I heard he was attached to it, when I talked about this early, I want to say maybe about a year around this time is when I originally talked about this was in the works. I was happy to hear he was on board. Still don't know to what capacity. We don't have anything in regards to what's going on with the story. That's why I'm hoping it might center something close to the original. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this. I will say this, in regards to the actual producer on this, Douglas Wick, he stated, and let me know that he says, it's always challenging because I did The Craft so many years ago, which he did, the original one. He says, as I started doing it, because I just wanted to make a movie about a teenage girls coming into their own into their sexuality, excuse me. And as I was reading about it, I was reading that the age-old mythology of talking about female empowerment and fear of it was witchcraft. So then I started going to writers to try and do it. So I like that you just getting an idea of how he's just kind of talking about the more of the diversity about the actual film and how he stated it, whichever. So I love that he's on this one as well. So that makes me very excited about this particular movie, if he's going to definitely delve into some storyline and then add a little bit of something more, a little bit in depth and more layers to the story with particular characters within this one. I think they might be a little bit different because also the names are not the same for the cast. In the remake, they're using totally different names. That much I, wanted to do a little investigation on that aspect as well. So, but yes, this cast looks good. I'm excited. I'm glad we're going to definitely get some information. I would really like to know when this is actually going to be coming out. Something makes me think maybe next year it will be coming out. That will be nice. I know they have been working on this. I don't know. It probably got halted, of course, with the pandemic. I don't know how far along into the movie they were. So hopefully we'll start getting more information now that some stuff is coming out now, and they'll give us a little bit more, just a little bit more, in depth into it, and hopefully some pictures might pop up of the cast within character. That would be nice to see too. So, okay, I just look forward to knowing a little bit more about this particular movie. Like I said, I am a fan of the first one. Not always gung-ho for a lot of movies being remade. Some of them have been, over the last 5 years, have been a lot lackluster, so I'm hoping, being that he's attached to this one won't fall in that category. So I'm trying to stay positive. So we'll see how that turns out. So I just want to kind of throw that in there. So moving on. Now this is one of those ones I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely hyped to actually see. And this has to do with Matrix 4. Now, you already know I talked about this off and on earlier last year, how I was hyped that Keanu Reeves is coming back to do this, which was kind of funny because Neo and Trinity were killed. And I'm like, how is this going to happen? Now, needless to say, the first one came out back in 1999, I remember, and I think the other two came out earlier, 2000, like 2000. I want to say 2002, maybe 2002 or 3. Lost train of thought on the year. The cast on it, it was just bar none. I mean, you had Carrie Ann Moss, of course I said Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Hugo Weaving, just to name a few. And of course, as some other movies came and progressed, of course we had Jada Pinkett Smith, in the mix. It was just like, oh my gosh, this stuff, it was just epic. And at that time, the amount of action, the way they did all the CGI, it was just, the technology back then, it was just so epic because it was literally something I'd never seen done in the movies, and it was just mind-boggling, especially the first one. Don't get me wrong, after a while they had to add a little extra, to keep, excitement with the characters and all that, and keep us engaged, and it worked. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like 2 and 3, but first one will always be just epic on its own. Matter of fact, I'm going to watch that again. I have that in storage. But needless to say, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with this one. I know Lana Wachowski, I always want to make sure I'm saying her last name correctly. She, of course, is directing this, and I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to seeing, how this is going to turn out. Now, I know they're saying that due to the fact of what's been happening with COVID and the pandemic, whichever, they made a couple changes in regards to the movie release date. So let me note that. Now, it went from was supposed to be sometime next year around supposedly May. It looks like it's going to now be April 1st, 2022. So that's a long ways away, well over almost 2 years. So that gives them ample time to get this movie right. I'm also looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in regards to how they're going to explain, Neo and Trinity being back. I need it to make sense. Make it make sense. Because, as much as I'm here for this, and there's a lot of little young ones that don't know nothing about this movie and all that, so I'm hoping they all watch the first 3 so they can kind of be able to follow along this. Don't come in there. Some of them like, I want fresh eyes, I want to see this. I was like, yeah, okay, you can do that if you want. And you could, possibly, depending on how Lana's going to tell the story, but if I were you, take advantage of the first 3. Please. Now, with this movie, I'm looking forward to seeing some familiar faces coming back. I was sad to hear Hugo Weaving will not be in this one. That really hurt. That hurt so bad. But it is what it is. I don't know about schedule conflicts, whatever, and all that. But needless to say, he will not be. Of course, Lawrence Fishburne will be back. Jada Pinkett Smith will be back. So happy about that. Of course, Carrie Ann Moss will be back. Let me get in some new names that are going to be into the 4th installment. We have Jonathan Groff. We have Priyanka Chopra Jonas. We have Ellen Hallman. We have Toby Woolmeyer, excuse me. We have Brian J. Smith, and we have Neil Patrick Harris, Jessica Henwick, and one of my faves I'm really looking forward to is Yahya Abdul Mateen. I've been here for him for a little while now. Whatever, he knocked it out of the park with Watchmen. I loved him in Aquaman playing Black Mantis, so I'm just really looking forward to seeing this movie and seeing exactly what these characters are going to be bringing to the table, and then working with, of course, some other people who've already, the present, cast with, the original cast. So yes, I'm just excited. I'm here for it. I'm sad we have to wait a little bit longer, but in the end, I want them to pick a date where, and hopefully they don't have too much competition, so that might be a good thing, whichever, in regards to the date, since so much stuff has been pushed from this year to next year. They pushed a lot of stuff out of next year to the following year. So it is what it is. Like I said, this is movie life. So this is what happens in Hollywood. So it is what it is, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to Matrix. So, and I know that Keanu was, going to be working on this one, and of course definitely doing John Wick, the fourth installment. So that would have been interesting how that's going to pan, because I think at first they were supposed to be going up against each other, and I was just like, oh please God, don't do that. I said I was going to see both of them, but it's like I'd rather them have their own, just do whatever. Plus I've already seen John Wick. I was going to be between the two. It would have been Matrix first, because I already know how he rolls in John Wick. But that was just my, thoughts on that. So with that, moving along. Now this one, we're getting a date change as well. This has to do with Godzilla versus King Kong. Now this one, all I can say is I loved the movie that came out, the Godzilla movie, which came out, was in 2014. And then of course we had 2019, Godzilla King of Monsters. I enjoyed it. Didn't do so well like you would think at the theaters. I mean, it was okay, but not what they were expecting, probably with the numbers. I know a lot of us are hyped to see Godzilla go up against King Kong. I have one particular friend who's definitely looking forward to seeing this, and he has his mind already made up. And I feel like he'll be in my comment section, because he probably knows I'm talking about him. So I'm just looking forward to seeing this movie. Now the dates they're putting in, because I'm just going to throw that out there now, is moving from what would have been, November 2020. This year is being moved now to May 21st, 2021, which is good for me, because that's the day after my birthday. Thank you for that. That's a lovely birthday gift, and I will most definitely be seeing it that weekend. I'm excited. I just want to see who is going to win out in this fight. That's going to be an epic fight. I can already just imagine. We already know how Godzilla rolls, but King Kong is savage. So just, oh my gosh, yeah, it's going to be something. I'm kind of glad they did move it, because if it came out this November, the amount of money it would have probably not made, because the two movies that were coming out that I'm definitely seeing in November is Black Widow and No Time to Die. So when I first heard the date change, I was like, you know what, that's a good thing. As much as I was bummed, I was just like, oh yeah, that's so much to see. And yeah, I don't mind doing movies. I've done some, double features, whatever and all, but the thought of me having to see 3 movies, from early in the morning all the way to midday, all the way to going into the evening, oh my gosh, I'd have been so freaking exhausted. But every now and then in the past I have done that, so I would have rose to the occasion and made it happen. So now I gotta do all that. I can do a double feature. I can't remember the dates at the moment for Black Widow and the James Bond, but let's just say hopefully they're not on the same weekend, so I can have that little breathing room, so to speak. But yes, I'm just really looking forward. I'm looking forward to seeing the cast. I look forward to seeing that trailer, because they definitely can't give too much away. I want to see when they meet up. If they can give us that little bit, that's an epic scene, similar to some scenes they gave us in the trailer for Godzilla King of Monsters, which was so freaking epic. Oh my gosh. So I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. So yeah, I just want to kind of come on here with that real quick and just kind of throw that out there for the date change on that one, whichever. So many date changes, it's not even funny. So now one thing, I'm about to jump into some DC, EU, just basically DC stuff, and definitely a doozy, but I'm excited because I love stuff all DC as well. But this has to do with The Flash. Now this is a movie that has been, it's been through it, back and forth, pushed back, a director come on, and director is not attached, some people of course have an issue with the person who plays Barry Allen, of course that's Ezra Miller. And then finally last year we found out that Andy Muschietti will be the director. I was very happy to hear that. He right now is synonymous with doing stuff that all encompasses horror at the moment. So I'm glad that he's branching out into something a little bit, in a different genre. So not to say he'll get typecast in regards to what he's directing, but it's nice when they do a little bit of everything, because it keeps people guessing, and I'm here for it. Now, in regards to the movie, we're getting just the information where they're teasing us with a little bit of stuff that's going to be coming up in regards to updating with the actual movie. Don't have an actual information about if Ezra's still going to be playing Barry. Right now, it looks like he's still attached. I know he's been getting some backlash due to some stuff, that popped off in regards to a video of him being in an incident with a female. Does not look good in that instance and all that. Now, some people have been trying to have him removed. Haven't heard anything since that. No charges were brought against him from what I've heard. So, we'll have to see how, whatever will be the news with an update, hopefully coming in the next couple of weeks, maybe the next month, whatever. And I can, of course, keep you all abreast of that part. I know in regards to Annie Muschietti's sister, who's a producer on it, she has been noting they will be giving some information. Also, I want to know if Kiersey Clemens will still be playing Iris West. I know she definitely was supposed to be in the Justice League movie, but a lot of stuff fell on the cutting room floor. But now that we know we're getting the Snyder cut, that might be, good to know. But I don't know if she's going to be in this one. I'm hoping that is still the case. So definitely will keep tabs. And I'm hoping that still comes up there so we can get full confirmation that she asked we will be. And then also just wanting to know, with Andy doing the movie, how's the storyline going to go? Of course, Barry being in the Justice League movie, we're going to get probably backstory about him, of course, maybe in the movie. And then I want to know how circa present day are they going to make the film moving him forward. Because let's just say, I always say hypothetical. What if the movie does do very well? And they want to continue telling his story. That will be interesting to see how far along. Are they going to have this where he's just finished dealing with, the situation with, the army, or dealing with, Dark Side, then, or whatever, battling, with the rest of, the Justice League. How is that going to play out? We're going to see him dealing with after effects, whatever, having to deal with this, traumatic, feelings of, dealing with this, these creatures, whatever, this, army. I'm just curious about that. I really want to know how the storyline is going to progress with Barry Allen's character. That will be nice. The potential is there. One thing I will say this, even though I don't care for the behavior of Ezra Miller in this actual video, I saw like little parts of it, screenshots, whichever. It's a possibility he could be removed from this. We don't know just as of yet. We'll see if they end up doing that. Secondly, I enjoyed him in the little part that he had in the Batman vs Superman movie. I also enjoyed his banter in Justice League, going up against Bruce Banner. I'm just curious how that's going to pan out. Plus, I loved him when he did the CW's Arrowverse, type of thing. That was hilarious. Oh, gosh, it was so funny. Him seeing the other Barry Allen. I was dying. And it was just his overall, behavior, his antics, whichever, and just, it was just really a funny scene. And it just made a lot of people really, really were feeling that, and just was not expecting that. So that was something they kept under wraps, and kudos to CW still when I think about it, because I literally was shocked when I was watching. I was just like, am I seeing things? It's just, let me check my eyes. And like, no, he's really on this episode. So yes, so I would definitely keep tabs, because now that we know things are going to start slowly progressing, we're going to see what's going to happen with when production is going to actually start. For this is supposed to come out June 3rd, 2022. So I'm figuring most likely production might be starting maybe later this year, or they might be waiting till next year. They claiming maybe it might be sometime next year around springtime. I don't know. Everything's kind of up in the dark, so I'm going to keep tabs on this one, because I really want to know if Ezra's going to still be attached to this, because the amount of backlash really when that video came out was not a good thing. He did not say anything. It was nothing, and I said probably for the best, whichever, but there's some explaining to be had. I know the powers that be, remember hearing about the script, him writing something and wanted his script to be considered, but then they were like, no, we're not touching that. Just a whole bunch of stuff. So I just wanted to put that out there with that one. So that's basically it. But like I said, when I know more, you all know more. Now this one, Wonder Woman, you already know how I feel about her. Love me some Gal Gadot playing her. Just epic, the first film. I'm here for the next one, of course, Wonder Woman 1984. I'm excited to see Pedro Pascal play Maxwell Lord. Looking forward to Kristen Wiig playing Cheetah. Oh my goodness, I am so hyped for this movie. I will say this because I'm hoping the date doesn't change again, because let me get into the thick of this one. First it was June. Then it got moved to August. Now the new date is October 2nd, 2020. So I hope that is it. Let me tell you this much. I stated at the beginning of this video that I'm hesitant about coming out in July. You best believe I'll be out in October. I will definitely be out in October to see this. Once those tickets go on sale, I will be buying my ticket. I'm not worried about near nothing because I'm going to be there day one to see this movie. I've waited long enough and I'm here for it. Now, in regards to this one, things are getting leaked out in regards to the overall look of Cheetah, you know, with Kristen Wiig playing in Cheetah in full makeup. And I will say this, I'm trying my best to avoid looking at too much stuff in regards to that because I'm ready to just enjoy it in the movie, the real full reveal of it all. There was a picture that came out. It was like merchandise from Brazil, whichever. It was leaked out, I want to say, was this late last year? I want to say probably late summer, fall. And I kept looking at it, and I'm going to post a picture somewhere up in here if I haven't already. And I was like, okay. I was like, you know, we need to see what she really looks like, whichever. You know, this can just be kind of a give me an idea. But just seeing how she really looks, you know, how overall. But I'm liking the overall aesthetic. Now, we saw her, of course, when they were showing, like, you know, screenshots of her leaping, you know, of course, she's fully human, whatever, leaping onto, you know, the building, whatever. You see her getting into what looks like an altercation with a guy, you know, all these things. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I can only imagine what the real transformation is going to have. Is it going to be something in regards to one of these incidents, you know, something of that nature? I'm just really here for it because overall, her character is considered very shy. And if I'm not mistaken, she's going to end up possibly, you know, getting into a relationship with Maxwell Lord. And of course, him being one of the evil, you know, within the movie, whatever, doing certain things that are going to affect her and ends up affecting her physically. Now, I'm here for that because this particular character is one of those long-term rivals against Wonder Woman. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to play this character out against Wonder Woman to see if this is a particular character that could eventually come back in another movie down the line. That would be interesting as well. I'm looking forward to seeing the action scenes, her in action. That's why I said I hope they don't show a lot in the next trailer. I feel like we're going to get a trailer probably by August. They don't probably might show anything July, but I have a feeling by August we're going to get something because the movie does come out in October. So if they show us something by mid-August, maybe beginning September, the movie is October 2nd. So yeah, August. I think because they normally do it like that where we'll get like one more, maybe a month and a half to 2 months out before the actual movie. And the hype will be real. So I'm looking forward to it. I will not be watching any small little clips that they show. They love to show those little small ones, whatever, to just kind of get you all into it. None of that, because that's one thing about a lot of these like DC and Marvel want to keep showing, you know, little. No, I don't want to see none of those. I don't want to see those little small little TV, you know, movie, you know, TV ad clips, whatever they want to put out. That's like 30 seconds. I want to be literally wowed in the theater for this particular movie. So I'm going to be very mindful not to be checking out thumbnails. I do follow quite a few people on YouTube, so I'm going to be very careful with that because they put something in that thumbnail, I'm going to be hot and I'm going to be mad that I clicked on it. So I'm going to be careful, you know, going onto YouTube and my subscriptions, you know, page and seeing some of the ones that I follow because like me, they're faithful. As soon as something drops, people always forever posting right away, you know, trying to get those people to, you know, see them checking it out, getting that reaction with the quickness. And I can understand it. I don't blame them, but I'm really going to try to avoid those as possible. But I'm here for it. I'm just looking forward to seeing, you know, Kristen Wiig do her thing. She's, to me, I know her to do, of course, comedy and definitely drama, especially ever since she left Saturday Night Live. So seeing her in this capacity with this character who's supposed to be very ferocious and kind of evil, it's going to be a little bit of a change for me to see her in that way. So she's going to have to bring it because a lot of people are going to be sizing her up playing Cheetah because we're expecting a lot. And I know whoever reads comics, whatever, are really going to be dissecting her character in the midst of her playing that. So I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Oh yes, you are. I'm here. I'm like, let's go. So moving on for that. Now the last thing I wanted to discuss definitely still has to do with DC, and this has to do with Zack Snyder. Here, now you already know San Diego Comic-Con, of course, the overall Comic-Con was canceled. We're not be getting that, but it looks like they're going to do something where it's at home, you know, definitely virtual. You know, it's going to be happening actually next month. So some people can feel like they're still a part of it. Still not the same. I know some people bought some tickets, whatever. I don't know if they're going to be using those tickets. I think they gave the option of maybe for next year, you know, whichever. Some people might be utilizing for this. They have some sort of extra incentive, you know, for whatever they got. I would rather be there in person. I feel like in some ways it probably takes away from it, especially if you're meeting the actual people say, for instance, from a TV show or for a movie or an upcoming movie. So, knowing they're going to do that, I know with Zack Snyder, he's going to be doing DC's, what is it, Fandom. This one's supposed to be coming out in August, and he will definitely be, making an appearance. I know a lot of people are excited to see what DC has in store in regards to TV, video games, and upcoming stuff in regards to any type of movies. Of course, he'll probably be talking about the Snyder Cut. Everybody is beyond hype. Let me just say this. I will say, when I watched the teaser, I did it earlier in the week, I really was here for it. I was feeling it. The reveal, the look on Wonder Woman's face, Diane, just looking like she was freaked the hell out. And of course, you see the reveal of him at the end and the army behind, and just the way his presence, the way he was just standing, it was just straight epic. I got hyped. I am hyped. I'm looking forward to seeing what he will discuss. I probably will not be tuning in, whatever, but I know some people will be, and I will probably get a lot of feedback from whoever I follow just to see what it was all about. I'm looking forward to seeing, he's putting together a trailer for that. That will be interesting, but this is a ways away. And since this is going to be on HBO Max, I'm wondering if we'll get something later in the year. But see, he might give them a little something, maybe a 10 or 15 minute, second something. But I feel for us, we're not going to probably get something until, if not December, maybe January. Because we don't know what month. It just says next year. I'm hoping it may be March or April somewhere, so it's not later in the summer. We'll get it maybe more like around springtime. So my faith is in earlier than later. So I'm just hyped. I'm excited. And as he noted, he says, I'll see you in the dome. I know people are very hyped for this. I know somebody had posted, they don't care if this is 6 hours. Hey, and I told him, I said, hey, all right now, I said, I'm down for whatever. I keep hearing possibly maybe more of a 4-hour movie, or maybe this can be kind of like an episode arc, whatever, with some reveals on certain episodes, within, how long could he stretch it out? You never know. I mean, it's a possibility. That would be interesting if he did it that way, but I know a lot of us, let me not speak for anyone else, let me just speak for myself. I would prefer it in movie form. I don't want to be watching something that he might make, say, for instance, instead of an hour, maybe 45 minutes, whatever, and I gotta wait till the next week. Especially if that particular episode is so freaking good. That would be excruciating, but let me stop, because let's be real. As many shows that I've watched that do that, I almost cussed, and I be in my feelings, and then it's like, of course, I'm there the next week, and that's how they get you. I really would prefer the movie, so I'm hoping we do the movie. I don't care, like I said, 3.5 to 4 hours. Is good. I feel like 6 hours might be a little bit too much, unless they do a 2-night thing where they cut it in half, whatever. He makes it 2.5 to make it almost like a 5-hour, maybe 6. Then I'm good with that too. But we'll see. I know I watched another friend of mine, Sin's Corner. She had made a comment where you never know if they decide, this is something you want to experience in the theater. And I was right there with her when she said that, because I would really like to, even if they had this on HBO Max and they had one night, like a Friday or Saturday at a certain time, you could watch it in the theater. I'm here for that too. I hope a little bit of the buzzing goes out for that. I know HBO will probably be pissed about it, like, we're doing this here so you all can come to this thing. I already have HBO, so that's not a problem. I'm there day one. But I would love for them to still show it like that, because I just feel like a lot of stuff went down with Zack Snyder, and then of course him dealing with, some personal, family, stuff, whatever. He had to take a step back, but the way he was dealt with and treated, whatever, and all that, they just weren't too kind. So in some ways, I feel like, he's getting his just dues with how this is finally going to turn out, for him, whichever, and give the fans something they want, especially the ones of us, who are here, and I like a lot of his work, and you got the skeptics out there. I ain't thinking about them. I don't look to them for anything, so I'm not even, my care factor is low. So I'm just here for it. I want to see it. Let's make it happen. I'm looking forward to seeing any reviews on this actual, virtual, streaming. It's supposed to be a 24-hour one, so I'm going to be watching any stuff that pops up in my Twitter, YouTube, anybody's posting any vlogs, whatever, because I have quite a few people who do vlogging that I love to watch, so hopefully I'll get to enjoy that and just kind of see what's going on, whatever, in regards to them showing some of the stuff that they're going to probably talk about it when they give us an idea, or, feedback after they've done it for that 24-hour streaming. So, but it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun to be had. So with that said, guys, I just want to kind of note that one. So moving on. Now, going to get into some new stuff, upcoming with some new movies. This one, I'm looking forward to this one. A lot of people who might watch my movies and be like, oh my God, here we go again. It is what it is. I'll get into, that. This has to do with a movie that's going to be starring Will Smith and directed by Antoine Fuqua. And it's called Emancipation. And right there, once I say the name, Like, here we go, another, black slave movie. No, I don't think of it in those terms. I know some people do. With me, it is my history. I like to know my history, especially certain stories that I was never taught. Case in point, let's go with this Juneteenth thing. Of course, little comments making that all of a sudden Juneteenth is famous. It was not famous. I've always known about it. No. Some people are getting hip to it because now they probably weren't aware. And furthermore, another thing, some people did not learn about it in history classes, and some of them are still not learning about it in history classes. But hopefully that will be rectified as time goes on. But I'm glad it was brought more attention due to the simple fact that certain events were going to be happening set around that time, and a lot of people weren't taking too kindly to that. I have no words for it because when I have nothing nice to say, I'm just not going to say it. And trust and believe me, I have lots to say. Just choose not to go there. Needless to say, I'm looking forward to this. And let me get into the meat of this. I'm going to give a little bit of a synopsis. This deals with the real life tale of a runaway slave called Peter, who attempts to escape to the north to join the Union Army. Now, I'm excited for this because from what Antoine Fuqua said, he stated this is something he read the script about 2 years ago, whichever. He made the comment saying the writer on this is Bill Collage. Excuse me. He's worked on the movies Assassin's Creed. He also worked on, what is the other movie? Allegiant. I remember those two I have seen. And some other things, whichever. Those are two that pop off in my head. So he's the one who's going to be writing this actual script. And from there, this is what Antoine says. He says, the thing that with what Collage is putting into the script, he says, is accurate and is used for the actual slave Peter's diaries. He says, as well as a number of other historical moments as a source for the movie. Now, that's the thing I love about movies like this, especially for the fact that it's not all just about some sort of trying to recreate a particular time, in my history where you're enhancing and adding all this other stuff or whatever to make it, visible or make it more inclined for somebody to go see the movies. No, I like real information in regards to the history of the person or persons involved with the movie, and this makes me very happy. Case in point, the movie 12 Years a Slave, based off of the book from Solomon, Northrop. Yes, I had to note his last name. Yes, and did not know about that one until I got to college when I was going to Howard, and I was just like, okay, glad to know about this because definitely didn't know anything about this in high school at all. So that's why I said I respect that when we get information where we have stuff inclined with whoever we're talking about, and it just adds a little bit more depth to the actual movie and definitely gives you a little bit more layers when we're seeing it in front of us in the theaters. I know some people are like, oh, I'm not going to see this, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to see it. I know for me, I do plan to see this. I'm looking forward to Will Smith doing this. I will say this, the last couple movies I've seen that I've enjoyed is a couple lackluster. Of course, Aladdin, great. Gemini Man, so excited for it, hype, whatever. Overall storyline wasn't all that great. A little bit of action. Then he, of course, did, Bad Boys for Life. He, solidified me back again for sure with that one. But he has a body of work that I enjoy. There's many movies by Will Smith over the last 20 plus years that I've enjoyed. So a couple of them did not ruin it for me, whichever. So the potential of this being good is definitely there. And I know he's working on another kind of a story in regards to a certain person, which is the Serena and Venus Williams' father. So that's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that as well. Then Antoine Fuqua. I mean, what can I say? As a director, his work, I mean, of course, Training Day. He did The Equalizer. I loved him when he did The Magnificent Seven. Just to name a few. I was bummed when I heard he wasn't going to do the new, what is it? What's the movie he pulled away from, and I cannot remember the movie. Darn. I might just put a poster of the actual movie because another doctor, but I might not. I'm not even going to get into that. But needless to say, I'm just happy to see they're working together because they've never worked together. So that's going to be, just to see how they work off of each other, to see how it comes out on screen will be nice. Looking forward to that. So yes, I'm really looking forward to seeing. Will is a busy beast. I mean, you did, of course, that I don't know if he's already finished the movie on the Williams sisters' father yet. He might have. I did see photos of him where he had him looking a certain way. I know John Bernthal is in that as well. I'm definitely looking forward to it because I love both of these actors. They both bring it. They get method, and John can really get in his method as well. I'm totally a fan of his work. I remember the movie Scarface. It was going to bother me. I know how I am. This brain is just like, no, honey. So, yes, that was a movie that Antoine was considering, whatever and all, but he do the step back. So, but yes, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this one. Like I stated before, I know he's going to be also possibly working on Break 2 down the road. I think that might have got pushed back because he's just like adding on other stuff, because I wasn't expecting this movie. This came out of left field. I figured after that movie, the Break 2 would be next, of course, you know, and then maybe this will be after. So we never know. He could still be working on Break 2. I don't know in what order these rest of these movies are going to go, but I'll be on the lookout for all of them. I'm excited to see everything that Will does. You know, like I said, I am a fan. I've been a fan since his music, his rap days, whatever, the Brand New Funk. I'm like, I've been holding down with Will for a long time, whatever, and just him just doing his thing. He's come a long way. I'm here for it. A forever fan. So moving on from that. So this one, I'm hyped for this one, even though nothing's, you know, this has to do with Alien 5. Let me just put that out there first before I start rambling. This one, I know that we're getting a little bit of information, nothing in concrete stone as of yet, but you know, a script was written for Alien 5, and it's from Walter Hill. I'm excited because the fact that, you know, in the past, you know, who's been attached to this? Of course, James Cameron, you know, being attached, you know, from early on, the early days, of course, with Ridley Scott being attached to us. Oh my God, two phenomenal directors, just putting out epicness when it comes to Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver. Just the thought that we might possibly get an Alien 5 definitely makes me happy. I will say this, after we got the first 4 she was attached to, when they did the movie, and you can get in the comment section and just tell me how you feel. I did not care for Prometheus. I really did not. I was not really feeling it. I was wondering if we're going to go back to the characters of, you know, Ripley, if they do another one. Kept hearing whispers for the last couple of years, whichever, but nothing kind of, you know, came about, excuse me. So just to know that right now Sigourney Weaver is a busy woman. She's already working on all 4 of the Avatar films. Plus, she's also going to be in Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm so excited for that. I mean, just, oh man. Just to know that this is a possibility. I don't know where it's going to fall as well, because if she's still working on Avatars, you know, what is it, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Don't know if this is, depending on how the story's going to look. Then to add extra hype, the fact that a certain someone is kind of vibing and considering the thoughts of coming on board to work on it, and that is James Cameron. When I heard that that's a possibility, he's kind of, you know, thinking about it, especially after he came back to Terminator, Dark Fate. And as you can say whatever you want about that, whatever and all that, I love the nostalgia of it, and I actually enjoyed it. I would say, you know, to some people it probably didn't do good, whatever. I did enjoy it, and I have yet to get it on DVD, and I'm mad at myself for that, but I'm gonna rectify that eventually. But the fact of him considering that, I'm here for it. I will say I'm going to keep tabs on this one for sure, because I think that Disney is considering the possibility of making this happen. Nothing, like I said, is written in stone as of right now. So we're just going on the fact that stuff has been put out, that a script has been made. Anything else happening, if James Cameron keeps bringing it up, but he's, of course, again, working with Sigourney Weaver on the Avatars with the other cast members. So, again, just, you know, probably put it out there to see how people feel. That's why I sometimes feel like when they do that, like it's deliberate. It might not be, but to me it feels like that. It's just like the stuff just starting to all of a sudden leak out that, oh yeah, it's a script. You know, it's kind of earlier in the year. They were talking about it, whatever, to see how people are vibing with that and all that. I will say this. I love the character Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver. All the different changes with her evolution. It's one of those particular, you know, characters where you can't not love. I mean, Sigourney Weaver brought it in every one of those movies. I was here for it. Also, let me just jump into all the cast from all of them. Of course, the first one, what was it? From the first one, Alien. Then you have Aliens. That's my favorite. So I love the second one. I think it came out with 86. And then, of course, you had Alien 3. That one, of course, one of the actors in it that I love was Charles Dutton. I love him. And then you had Alien 4 Resurrection. Well, I think it's Alien Resurrection. I love that one because, of course, it had... what's his name? My boy Ron Perlman, and had Winona Ryder, and that's all you had to tell me. I remember going to see Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien 4 at the theaters. I love all of them. I really just need to just go ahead and get the box set because I have some of them separately. So I just need to just get the box sets and just maintain that whichever. But if they do Alien 5, then I might have to just wait and I can put them all together. That will be the goal, but you never know. I just get them now and just add that one secondary. But I'm just here for if this happens. I just hope that this is just the beginning stages. Kind of put it out there to people that this is being considered. We're going to go down this. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time, and it's a matter of if the script is right and Sigourney likes what she's reading to bring her back. We already know what happened in Alien Resurrections, but let's remember, this is a movie. You see how they did Halloween? They were just like, we did the first one, we're going to act like the other ones didn't happen, whatever. Even though a lot of people have certain favorite ones, like maybe Halloween H2O, Halloween 5, whatever. I have a couple of my favorites. We know they're there, but we're just going to pretend like we don't. It is what it is, and I can play that game just as good as anybody else. So I just wanted to say that. So moving from that, this one, I'm excited at the potential of them doing a sequel to continue the storyline, and this has to do with Attack the Block. Now, I remember seeing this a couple years back. This was when I was introduced to John Boyega. Not to do with the fact that I saw him, of course, later on in Star Wars Force Awakens, but I saw him in this first. This was maybe 2013, 2014. Was watching sci-fi and this came on and it was already in the middle of the movie, so I just did this little thing where I went to restart or whatever so I can watch it from the beginning. And of course he's very young in this one, whatever, and all that, looking all pensive. I was just like, why does this boy look so serious in the movie? And I was just like, okay, of course playing the character and all that and everything. And then they're in an area that's considered black neighborhood, and they're dealing with the stuff, coming of age, whatever, dealing with the police, whatever, and all that, And it was just interesting how, you get introduced to the aliens, you see the girl, whatever, and all that, and she's trying to, get away, whatever, and all. She ends up, tagging up with the guys, whatever, and all, and they're trying to fight all these ugly creatures, and they were just as foul looking ugly. Not that grotesque, but just like, ugh. But I just love how he was kind of like the leader to the guys, whatever, and they were very, I love how their banter was when they're all together. Some parts were funny, the riding on the bikes, trying to get away from, or one-upping the creatures, whichever, in certain, scenarios and scenes, when they're trying to get away. It was done very, very well. And I will say the actual director to this, his name is John Cornish. This is the first movie they did together, and I think that was the first movie he did at the time. They've done many things, many blockbusters now, but it was just really a good movie. And I was like, okay. And I kept thinking, I said, would they consider doing another one? Not thinking, they wouldn't do one right away, like a couple years later, whatever. By then, of course, you see how John is, grown a little bit and doing other roles, whatever. Definitely Star Wars, some of the Star Wars trilogy is attached to that. And of course, him doing Pacific Rim, I think Pacific Rim 2, whichever. So yeah, he's kind of just been doing his thing and trying to get other work behind his belt. I know right now, we're dealing with stuff, going with the pandemic, dealing with, social movements going on with Black Lives Matter, whatever. He's kind of really focused his attention on that. But they said he's been talking to the director as of lately, and he's, they're kind of liking the thoughts of what they can do with continuing the story, of course, showing his character, maturing, growing, whatever. What has his character been doing? Because years have, a couple of years have passed, so it looked really interesting to see if he's, of course, still in the neighborhood, somewhere close by, whatever. Is he still going to be friends with some of the guys? Will he bring some of them back, or is it just going to be all focused on him and maybe a new group of friends? Maybe one out of the group could still be a friend, whatever, to give a little bit of nostalgia, whatever, from the first one, whichever. That will be interesting to see. I'm here for that. I hope that does transpire. That would be cool. I love that he's definitely down, because they were talking about how they, could do the storyline to bring it more current. And here we are dealing with the social things. They might be able to incorporate that into that, being, like I said, working in, what's the word I want to use? In regards to like the black community, more of a disenfranchised type of, community. And like I said, dealing with the authorities, that will be interesting. If that's the case, we can use that as a backdrop as well. That would be interesting as well. And add a little layer, and, doing the social commentary on top of this being a science fiction film. So I'm going to keep tabs on this one because I'm hoping that they'll consider that. I know he made a comment when he's been vocal, talking about, he said, I might not get no more, roles like this, after that. Hey, that's not going to stop him. It's like, you're speaking your truth, whichever. It is what it is. They be, ridiculously to think that to utilize your skill set, whatever, and all that. That's your, personal feelings and all that. You have a right to feel the way you want and speak your mind. Everybody's all about, First Amendment. Here you go. So people don't have to agree with that. That's your right. Just like you don't like what he says, he doesn't have to like what you think in regards to your point of view, whatever. You see how that works? But, some people really need to hear that last little sentence because they really get in their feelings. But needless to say, moving on from that. So like I said, I will keep tabs on this one. And like I said, when I know more, you'll know more. This one, I'm looking forward to this one because this is a particular actor and / director that I'm actually a fan of. Some of his work. This has to do with Ben Stiller. Him and Oscar Isaac are going to be working on a new thriller, and it's titled London. Now, this one I'm looking forward to because I am a fan of both of them. Ben Stiller, when I saw There's Something About Mary, I became an instant fan. I love that movie. Him and Cameron Diaz. I just love that movie. I love Meet the Flockers. The Little Flockers. He did Tropic Thunder. Zoolander. And of course he does TV and whatever and all that, I just love me some Ben Stiller. He's hilarious. Plus I love his father and his mother. I'm just like, rest in peace to his dad. He's a mess. And just knowing when he does stuff behind the cameras as well, I think, did he direct Tropic Thunder? I think he did. I'm trying to remember what some of his movies that he did. Oh, and Reality Bites. Let me not go there. Yes. I loved him in that as well. So, yes. Just knowing he's attached to this. I know him and Oscar are kind of working on this together, like I said. Let me kind of get in a little bit into, nothing of a synopsis because they're not really giving us anything about it. And I'm just like really bummed about that. But they're both producers on the actual film. Like I said, it is a thriller. I don't have anything noted for my stuff in regards to it because right now they're not giving us any actual information about this. But I just wanted to kind of note that. But I'm excited to see Oscar Isaac. He's another one. He's a beast. He's going to be in the upcoming movie Dune. I am here for him. That brother came out of nowhere. And I said that before when I was discussing something. I think it might have been Doom. And I was just like, of course he's in some of the most recent Star Wars movies and all that. And I love him in Annihilation with Natalie Portman. And he's in some other films, but that brother, oh my gosh, I really am loving a lot of the work he's put out as of late. I'm definitely here to see this one, and I love that this is a thriller because most of the movies I see with Ben Stiller have always mostly been the comedy side aspect. I'm not really watching a lot of anything that he's done that might be considered more on the serious side. So this is going to be something I'm really looking forward to seeing him, really dabble in and making a point. If he does more moving forward, that will be nice because a lot of people, like I said, not to say they're worried about it, but don't want to be pigeonholed with like, oh, he always does stuff in comedy. It's like he's really doing that. He's really doing like I know when what is it, Adam Sandler did what's the movie Uncut Gems. A lot of people just, when I saw the trailer, my mind was blown. Have yet to see the movie. Do not judge me. I will get to that. It's so much stuff I need to watch, whichever. So I'm kind of behind on that one. But I heard he should have been nominated, whichever. They said he knocked that baby out the park. So, and I'm used to, again, seeing him only doing comedy. So just to know that he really brought it in such a serious tone. Yeah, I'm here for it. And I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how this is going to turn out. And when I get information on the synopsis, I'll let you all know because I'm curious to see exactly what this is going to look like, who else will be cast as well. So yes, again, when I know more on this one, you all will know more. This is another thriller, and this is from another director that I like, and this is from Edgar Wright. This is going to be a thriller titled The Chain. Now this one I have a little bit more information with. I'm excited because I'm already excited for his movie coming out in April of next year, and that's called The Last Night in Soho. Pissed we have to wait because it was supposed to come out later this summer, fall, but it's got pushed now to April 2021, like I stated. Again, it'll be worth the wait. I'm still bound because it has starring Matt Smith and Anya Taylor-Joy right there, the casting right there. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. Now for this one, this is, of course, like I said, a thriller, a kidnapping thriller. So let me get into this. It says, The Chain follows a mom whose child is kidnapped, and the only way to guarantee her safety is to kidnap someone else's child in exchange. That right there, when I heard the overall storyline, I was just like, wow. Not expecting that to be, like kidnapping and trying to find their child. Oh no, for you to know your child's safe, whatever and all that, they want you to go ahead and just kidnap somebody else, whichever. Force you to do something you would never do to anyone else and make them feel this type of pain you're feeling. The overall premise is cringeworthy and all that, but I'm here to see how it's going to all turn out. that is going to be deep, and that's going to be really something for people to really get behind to go visit. The trailer, I need to see this trailer for this movie. It does not state who is in this movie as of right now, so I will definitely have to keep my tabs on that information as well. But him being at the helm, I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to turn out. He has something else, in the works he's working on, so I don't know if this is going to be the next movie in his book. Let me just note the other movie that he's supposed to be working on is called Set My Heart to 5. That's the other one. I haven't done too much information on all that because I have not heard anything about that as of lately. But this one, I'm just really here for it. I'm looking forward to seeing this. So this one's going to be on my radar. And when I get a little bit more information on that, I'm really looking forward to that. That synopsis, yeah, it's got me hooked. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what's really going to be going on. So moving on from that. Now, this is my last one. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how... just when we're going to get definitely information of when this is going to come out. And this has to do with Jamie Foxx and definitely with Mike Tyson. It has to do with the biopic for the movie supposed to call Tyson. Now, I had known that Jamie has been itching to do this for a while. And knowing how he loves to, impersonate Mike over the years, whatever and all that, getting his funny on. I was like, okay, he got that part down pat. Never thinking maybe he might end up getting, the rights to being a part of the Tyson movie so he can make it actually come to fruition. Well, it looks like it's going to be happening. We're in the beginning stages. We got a little ways to go, but it looks like he is definitely getting himself somewhat probably ready for what might be getting ready to happen in regards to working on this movie. I know stuff has been popping off on social media with pictures, like a picture through Boss Logic with him, looking kind of similar in regards to what Mike Tyson looks like. Also him getting pumped up. I don't know if it's on his Instagram, whatever, where he's getting the body right, Plus with Mike just getting his health right, whatever, he's doing the boxing, whatever, and all that. I'm just like, okay, damn, like, okay, is this really gonna be popping off? Maybe by the end of this year, going to next year, they're going to really start, moving this biopic along. I'm here for it. I've been a fan of Mike Tyson since he's been on the map. I used to get the pay-per-view to watch the fights. The thing that was always under discussion is how long is this fight going to last? And some of them be like don't even make it through the first round. That instant hit, they knocked out. And some people get pissed because they want to see a little bit more. But the man's hook. I mean, the impact. That's what he's known for. It's unfortunate, and you bet on Mike because at least you're going to make your money. And I think the bet's always how long, which which round, first, second. It's not going to make it past third. He ain't going to let it go that far. I not to say he's all about the ego, but probably ego of like, no, I'm going to one up. So when I do my next one, I got to keep maintaining it. And then of course, the issues of, when he bit the ear, just was like, oh my God. I was just like, oh my God, like. Bruh, oh no. And then of course the issues with, the rape, going to jail. Of course the situation with him being married to Robin Givens. It was just that life on a biopic. That's a straight up biopic right there. All the layers to him, all the ups and downs, all the achievements, all of it needs to be addressed. And I will say this, Jamie, when he does it, he cannot shy away from this. I know some people are going to literally not be here for the movie, especially in the instance of the accusation, and of course him, going to jail for said, it's just going to be really interesting to see. But he has to go with it. It's like you can't hide from this. It's like you got to put it all out there. And I'm assuming Mike is fully aware all this is going to come up. Otherwise, they would not be trying to do this. I'm looking forward to seeing who else will be in this. I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to play Robin Givens. That's what I want to know. Who's going to play Robin Givens? I'm just like, oh my God. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I want to see who's going to be playing, his coach and like his father figure. That's very important. I'm right here for it. And of course, who he ends up, getting with and having his kids, with whatever and all, seeing his life after the fact, whatever, he's a dad, so I just really want to see all the types going from when he was younger, whatever. We've seen stuff in the past. They've come out with, Mike, where they did, movies, about him. But this one is going to be interesting because being that Jamie's at the helm, he's attached. It's going to be interesting. You all know he ain't got to worry about singing in this bad boy. This ain't Ray. You gotta get that body right, and he has to make sure you know how to box. And I feel like he'll definitely get a coach, and Mike will probably shadow and oversee to make sure he's living up to the overall look of how he's supposed to be fighting when he's playing him. So I know they're probably talking and bonding, whatever and all that, and getting fine-tuned with understanding whatever and all that. I don't know how much interaction in feelings and thoughts of how he'll be portrayed, how Mike is being involved, how much involvement, let me use the right words in regards to that. But I'm here to see how this is all going to turn out, and I'm definitely going to want to go see this. I'm going to see this. I don't know if this is maybe in the theaters. I think it is. I don't know if this is coming to cable. You never know nowadays. Some stuff you think, so it depends. But either way, I'm still going to watch it regardless if it's on, TV or if it's at the theater. I definitely plan to give my money to this, whichever. Like I said, Mike has come a long way. He's doing very well. When I saw that recently, some of this video he had on social media showing him boxing, the guy let him hit his hand, whatever, he stopped that probably within 15, 20 seconds. He's like, okay, we done. I know that crap hurt. I know it hurts. So yes, y'all, that is it. I hope you all enjoyed. Comment below on anything I discussed. I'm loving to hear how you all feel in regards to anything I talked about, as you all know. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed my movies. You guys take care.